Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong, and Philippine time. Our sessions are interactive, featuring a live Q&A with experts and doctors who will answer your questions in real time. You can type in your questions and get immediate, personalized responses. This is your chance to take control of your health. So take advantage of this informative and supportive experience. Visit our Facebook page and message us on Messenger to find out more. See you there this Thursday.
One reason why I recommended initially PPARs is because it can induce lung cancer cell death. The main reason why I tried PPARs liquid, and it did well for the patient. It helped with the tumors. The enlarged abdominopelvic lymph nodes were not detected. This was gone. So that was something that I was actually quite surprised. A 12-centimeter tumor disappearing.
Everybody turn to your neighbor and say, do more. Right? Don't just think there is no one product that will cure you of cancer. Okay, that is like it's like a scammer trying to sell you something. All right, it is a comprehensive approach. When you need surgery, do the surgery, but prepare for the surgery so that you recover well, right? And then if you need to do chemotherapy, radiation therapy, do it. So this is where PPARs really comes in. It's a gene activator, so it's a signaling pathway. It switches on your pathways, your systems. Then the other nourishment that you take will be properly used. Is it easy to understand now?
Now let's not keep you waiting. We are now officially opening the AMA or Ask Me Anything portion.
So she has to take maybe just the capsule or the powder just to regulate blood sugar. And then undergo the surgery, and after the surgery, to aid in wound healing also and for recovery, she can continue the capsule.
I can safely say this, all LJ products are great. But if you have acute illnesses like cancer, then we are a world of a difference. Because if you want chlorella, take chlorella. Diba? If you want spirulina, take spirulina. When you take SimplyNature PPARs, you're taking our microalgae for its PPAR agonist.
We are always with you from start to finish.
Yung sister ko had the symptoms of diabetes. Siguro 10 years na. Madalas siyang umiihi, tapos laging pagod, pumayat, mataas ang BP. Tapos siyempre, mga non-healing wound.
Yung sa paa po ni ma'am, paano po yun nag-start?
Okay. Kasi gito yun eh. Yung first na hospital niya, not because of diabetes. Ang una niya, pneumonia. Ayan. Doon nalaman na may diabetes din siya, by accident. Right foot niya, may para siyang matang isda lang. Yung maliit na itim lang. Tapos napapaligiran lang siya ng parang dilaw na kulay na dilaw. Ring sa sugat na yun sa center. Tapos tinanong ko, bakit? Hindi niya daw alam anong reason. So sigurado ko dahil nga may background ako sa medical, siguro dahil yun ay lumala na yung taas ng sugar niya, hindi niya na monitor, hindi niya nabibigyan ng gamot, nagkaroon siguro siya ng komplikasyon. Yung nerve sa paa na damage na. So, hindi niya na nararamdaman na minatapakan pala siya. So, probably, yun siguro yung nangyari. Minatapakan siya, nasugat yung paa niya, maliit lang, tapos hindi niya naramdaman. Lumala. So, nagkaroon siya ng lagnat on and off, nakahiga lang siya. So, sabi ko sa kanya, so, anong plano mo? Sabi ko, pacheck na natin yan. So, pinacheck namin as OPD. Chinek, binigyan, niresetahan ng gamot, tapos tinignan yung sugat, binusbos. Pero kapiranggot lang ang tiningnan. Tapos, in-advise na lang kami, linis, at 7 days na gamutan ng antibiotic. After na 7 days, lumala lalo. Yung pinaka-pamamaga niya, lumaki lalo. So, sabi ko, ay, na-infect na to. Nilala ko sa emergency room. Ayun, doon nalaman lahat. Mababa pala hemoglobin, mataas masyado yung sugar, yung diabetes niya, talagang marami ng komplikasyon.
Ano po yung plans ng doktor niya?
Na-refer siya sa ortho. Ang plano sa kanya ay putulin. VKA or the below the knee amputation. Hesitant din kami pumirma ng consent. Then later on, ni-refer naman siya sa plastic surgeon. Nagsabi naman sa amin na maganda pa circulation. Might as well na tulungan na lang natin yung paa, linisin, wound dressing for twice a day, then debridement as needed, religiously. So, yun ginawa namin. Twice a day kami naglilinis, tulungan kami ng husband niya. Hanggang ang nangyari, gumanda, pero andun pa rin yung plan na putulin. Hanggang makita na gumaganda na, ayun, hindi na naulit yung plan nila na maputol yung paa.
Kasabay po ba nun may mga tinitake pa siyang gamot?
Bukod doon sa antibiotics, bukod sa mga gamot na binigay ng doktor sa ospital, may tinake din siya na alternative medicine, yung PPARs. May kamahalan. So, sinugal ko para, kasi kailangan kung di mo isusugal yun, baka maputulan talaga. Kasi kahit naglilinis kami ng paa, tapos nagdidibri, pero parang slow yung healing process niya. So, I tried na painumin siya at 10 tablets at AM and 10 at lunch and then 10 at the evening. And the soft gel, twice a day also. So, religiously binibigay ko yun sa kanya. Dati kasi dahil nag-peak yung WBC niya, medyo nag-septic siya. Sa mga nakakaalam, sabihin yung infection kumalat na sa buong katawan. Kaya nagkaroon ng problema yung kaisipan na nawala sa wisyo. Dramatically, yun yung maganda doon. Dramatically, after 1 to 2 days, parang nakita ko siya ng improvement. Doon, nakita namin na sa help ng antibiotic and together with PPARs, sabi ko, maganda yung kinalabasan. So, why not continue? Hanggang nakita ko rin na gumaganda yung healing process. Tapos yung WBC, nag-dramatically from 46. Imagine, 46, dramatically bumaba siya ng 39, 33, 27, 19, 15, and then 11, 9, 7. So, nakikita mo talaga yung changes na nagawa ng gamot na yun. So, yung support ng family ay mahalaga sa recover ng pasyente. So, una, yun yung talaga nakikita ko, yung support system. Then secondly, syempre, with the help of the advanced technology, like yung mga ini-introduce ng mga gamot, hindi ko pwedeng alisin yun sa scene, sa scenario. So ako kasi, dahil nga nasa medical field ako, medyo alam ko yung mga ganyang mga alternative medicine and evidence-based ako. So sa PPARs, sabi ko nga, maganda yung result. Ito walang harong biro to. It's not joke. Yung man ako binayaran So it's no joke. Talagang maganda yung yung nangyari sa kapatid ko, lalo na yung wound healing. Yun yung nakikita ko, yung wound healing talaga. Nag-granulate siya, gumanda yung circulation, nabuo ng laman, okay? Nagkalaman yung mga paa niya na dating wala. Makikita niyo naman sa picture, di ba? dating wala, nagkaroon ng laman. So, na-prevent natin yung pagputol. I can say na effective. Okay, effective yung PPARs.
Ano yung ma-advise nyo sa mga patients na same case sa sister ninyo?
Okay. So, I advise them to try. Then, kagaya ko, gusto ko may ebidensya na experience ng on hand ng ate ko. So, ganun din yung papayo ko. Try to experience yung healing, try to take the medicine religiously ha. Despite medyo may konting kamahalan, but then kung titignan mo naman yung long term na gamutan, mas mahal yun. Tsaka hospitalization. At yung syempre, yung recovery. Yun yung maganda doon eh. Yung recovery, mapabilis. So, try ninyo. Hello, I'm Joel Elcano. My sister, diabetic since way back 10 years up to now. Because of SimplyNature, hindi niya na kailangan mag-amputate. Yung recovery niya, yung unti-unti nagkaroon ng maganda, nagkalaman yung kanyang mga paa. Still recovering, yet nakikita ko yung magandang bunga. And that is because of SimplyNature, PPARs. And I trust SimplyNature.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ako si Haji Norma Yusuf, taga Zamboanga City. Pero dito na ako nakatira sa Maynila. 13 pieces na bukol, pero yung mga iba maliit siya. Pero yung itong isa malaki siya, parang umabot na ata ng 3. Kaya nga ito sabi ng doktor, kailangan tanggalin na. May kaibigan ako, i-try ko daw itong yung part. Pangalawang gabi, naramdaman ako parang iba. Yung parang may langgam na parang gumagalaw ganyan hanggang dito, hanggang sa talampakan, gano'n. Pangatlong araw ko. Parang kung sumakit yung dito ko, parang gusto ko talaga. Pag ko ganyan sa CR, yun parang lumabas talaga na ganyan, napakarami talaga. Siguro sunod-sunod yun, 3 araw, ganun. Tapos sabi ko, pagtapos yung dito ko, minsan yung parang, ganun-ganun ako. Parang masikip dito, parang minsan sumasakit dito ko, ganyan. Yung na ako dito, umabot na ng mga 5 days, ganyan. Parang nawala yung sakit dito, nawala siya. Parang hindi na ako ganon. Pag nagsalita ako, parang tuloy-tuloy na, wala na akong halos maramdaman. Kaya siguro, hindi ako, sabi ko, parang ayaw ko magpa-opera, siguro mayroon talagang gamot para dito. Binigay ng God. Ngayon, hanggang ngayon, parang maganda ang maganda ang pakiramdam ko. Yung high blood ko, pag ko, parang magandang tinanggal ko na yung sa cholesterol ko, hindi na ako, pero yung sa cholesterol ko, pag tinatanggal ko yon, parang hindi, mga 2 araw, parang masama ang pakiramdam ko. Pero ito, 14 days na, ngayon 14 days na, basta 2 weeks na, hindi ako uminom ng subastatin, wala akong nararamdaman na parang maganda ang Kaya yun, ngayon bumili pa ako ulit ng tablet. Oo. Kasi sabi ko para para lumakas talaga sa akin ng Kasi nararamdaman ko talaga na maganda. At Norma Yusuf, ay bukol ako dito sa liig ko, 13 piraso. Umabot na ng 3 cm. Take ako ng PPARs 2 times, morning at saka gabi. Pag numulok ako, hindi ko na siya mararamdaman. At saka, kinakapa ko siya. Parang nawawala, parang wala na. Hindi ko mahawakan. Hindi katulad ng dati. Salamat, SimplyNature.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to a new time slot of another episode of Simply Nature Answers. I'm Sheila, your host, and we're glad to have you with us. Today, we're exploring real science-backed solutions for better health. Simply Nature PPAR supplements sourced from a unique strain of microalgae have been clinically studied to support cancer care, strengthen immunity, and help manage chronic conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. If you're ready to take charge of your health through natural and proven approaches, you're in the right place. Tonight, we're tackling a quiet driver of cancer risk, chronic cell activation. Like a smoke alarm that won't stop beeping, fueled by small infections and cuts, excess sugar and belly fats, late nights, and constant stress, pushing the body into non-stop repair, more swelling, growth, and scar tissue, while immune guards shift from hunting bad cells to patching damage, creating an environment where sick cells can start, grow, and spread. Our plan: understand how it starts, spot your personal triggers, and use medical screening and infection control and smarter nutrition, daily nutrition, and movement, and consistent sleep to turn the dial down. As an adjunct, many also use Simply Nature PPARs, which is a microalgae derived solution to support balanced immunity and a healthy inflammatory response. By the end of this program, you leave with clear evidence, aligned steps to calm activation and support therapy. Now, throughout the webinar, we'll feel free to send in your questions by dropping them on the comment section because we'll try to answer as many as we can during our AMA or Ask Me Anything sessions at the end of the program. So don't hesitate to engage with us. Now, let's turn our focus on the insight of a dynamic leader, successful entrepreneur, and Caesar International speaker.
Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Shen, your host for today's seminar. I represent Simply Nature International here in Singapore and Asia, and I specialize in the science and application of PPARs, powerful cell regulators that have been studied for their impact on chronic illnesses and even cancer. Today, I want to talk about a very important but often misunderstood concept: cell activation and cancer, the hidden trigger. Okay, this may sound like a very technical topic, but I assure you this is going to be interesting, and I'm going to make it easy to understand, something that you can relate to, especially if you are a cancer patient or you're a family member or loved one of a cancer patient. Now, to the doctors that will be watching and listening to this video, please understand that I've made this more relatable to the general public, and it's not so technical as it should be or can be. Okay, let's jump in. Let's explore how cell activation plays a critical role in the development and progression of cancer. I'll walk you through 5 important ways this happens, and then show you where PPARs comes in as a powerful ally in restoring cellular balance. When you take a look at our Simply Nature products, we often say that our products are gene activators. Again, this is a general term to help the general public understand what that means. It's not 100% technically correct, but I think that's what we want to do to be able to help you understand. And through the discussion today, you will have a better understanding why we describe our products as gene activators. Number 1, cells grow out of control. This is what happens in cancer cells. Under normal conditions, cells only divide when the body needs them. This process is highly regulated by chemical signals. But in cancer, those signals go haywire. Cells are repeatedly activated to divide, and even when they shouldn't, leading to uncontrolled growth and the formation of tumors. This is the earliest and most dangerous steps in cancer development. That's why cancer drugs target fast replicating cells, right? And that's your cancer cells. So that's number 1. Uncontrolled growth. Number 2, damaged cells refuse to die. Here's the interesting and the irony of the situation. Every healthy cell has a built-in program to self-destruct when it becomes too damaged, a process called apoptosis.
So apoptosis is naturally induced cell death. Okay? So basically, every healthy cell has a timer. It's like when the cell is no longer functioning at peak performance and there's a risk of mutation, the cell has a timer to say, okay, ding, it's time to clock out so that new cells will replace the older cells. However, cancer cells often deactivate this safety switch. So it's an irony. It's like the good guys know when to go home, but the bad guys, the cancer cells, will stay on and be gangsters. They will just not switch off. They continue to live and multiply even though they carry serious mutations. This resistance to cell death makes tumors harder to eliminate and allows them to grow unchecked. Cancer kills because of these two functions: unrestricted growth, right? Which is, imagine the rock that you throw in your engine keeps getting bigger and bigger. And number two, refusal to die. And because it refuses to die, it has more and more time. It never ends in getting bigger and bigger. And then it starts damaging the function of your car engine, and your car engine gets destroyed. That's what cancer actually does to the body. And it gets really damaging when the cancer metastasizes. Metastasis means the cancer moves from its original location, okay, to another part. So in our analogy, imagine the rock can split, all right, then go into your aircon system, then go into your radiator system. It's breaking down the car not only at the car engine, it's actually breaking up the car in different parts of the car. So imagine somehow the rock manages to get into where the wheel is and cause the tire to burst, all right? And you're driving down the highway, and that causes you to skid and maybe crash into the side of the road. Now, that's what actually cancer does to the human body. It metastasizes to somewhere else, metastasizes to your bone. It causes you great pain. It damages your ability to produce blood. It metastasizes to your brain. It starts to interfere with your brain function because there's a growth there. Maybe your eyesight starts to go, headache, you can't think straight. It may cause other brain damage as well, like aneurysms. So now we understand this, why the first 2 points are so important. Let's move on to the next one. Chronic inflammation keeps cells overactivated. Inflammation is meant to be temporary. Why? It helps the body heal after an injury or infection. But inflammation that becomes chronic, it continuously sends activation signals to nearby cells. Over time, this leads to oxidative stress, DNA damage, and cellular dysfunction, all of which increases the risk of cancer. In fact, many cancers begin in areas of the body that have been inflamed for years. Let's put it into a simple way to understand. Inflammation is like activating your police and your fire department. So if you keep doing that, if for every small little call, the police has to activate the police force and the fire engines have to go over there. So you can imagine, number one, what kind of traffic jam it will cause your city if the sirens are always running, they're always moving from one place to another. Even for small fires, they're doing that. And you can imagine how your policemen are going to be so tired if they're always chasing the criminals everywhere, every day. Your fire department and your police department is overworked. And it might come to the point where the police get so angry because they're so tired that even if you just jaywalk, crossing the road on a red light when it's green light, they start yelling at you and go after you and hit you because they are so tired and angry. That's what's happening when inflammation and chronic inflammation is happening. It's activating your policemen, your fire engines, your firemen all the time until they are getting irritated. That every small thing, they may also start to overreact, right? So I hope that simple analogy helps you understand. But then, this analogy also shows you something very important. Inflammation is an important and beneficial part of your body's immune system. Just like policemen and fire department are very important to keep your city safe and your city not burning down. However, overactivation of your police force and your fire department is going to make them tired and it's going to make them cranky. So the same is with your body. I hope that little interesting analogy helps you. Now, number 4, cancer hijacks the immune system. One of the cancer's most clever tricks is manipulating immune cells. Some tumors activate immune cells like macrophages in a way that turns them from defenders into supporters, feeding the tumor, protecting the tumor, helping it spread. This hijacking prevents your immune system from doing its job and allows cancer to grow silently. Okay, there's one thing about hijackers that is very important to take note here, and this I will segue into immunotherapy. You know, to hijack a plane, you must first be able to get on the plane undetected. So one of the key abilities of cancer cells is the ability to avoid detection. You can't hijack anything if they can spot you a mile away, right? You have to smuggle your gun onto the plane. You have to smuggle the bomb into the building before you can hijack the building or hijack the plane. Now, one of cancer's most powerful tricks is the ability to hide from the police and the fire department. They are able to hide from your immune system. This is where immunotherapy is. For your information, did you know that the mRNA vaccine technology was first being targeted to be used to fight cancer? Yes, researchers and scientists were trying to develop a technique or use this technique. One of the first targets of applying this technology of mRNA is they wanted to vaccinate against cancer. Can you imagine just getting an injection and you are protected from developing cancer? That's already happening with one cancer. There is one cancer you can vaccinate from. Do you know that? That is cervical cancer. There is actually a vaccine for cervical cancer. Cancer cells can hide from your immune system. Immunotherapy is basically removing the cancer's ability to hide. It's like installing even better metal detectors at the door. It's getting a better x-ray at the airport so that they can check for any plastic guns that you may try to bring on board, right? So that's what immunotherapy does. Last but not least, tumors will activate blood vessel growth. As tumors grow, they need more nutrients. To survive, cancer cells release chemicals, signals that activate the formation of new blood vessels, a process called angiogenesis. This new blood supply feeds the tumor and allows it to expand rapidly. Without this ability to build their own lifeline, tumors will starve and shrink. So this will link to our inflammation part, because when your body is inflamed or you suffer from chronic inflammation, the ability to make new blood vessels is easier. You can understand, right? Your inflammation is meant to send all the policemen and the fire department to the area, the disaster area. So it basically makes it easy for the city to create lifelines there. So when you have chronic inflammation, the condition is perfect or easier, beneficial for the cancer tumor to actually create blood vessels. So reducing inflammation in your body is one of the most anti-cancer things you can do. Now, this is where PPARs really comes in. PPARs, peroxisome proliferated activated receptors, are very relevant because these are natural receptors that exist in nearly every cell and function like genetic switches. That's why we say gene activation, right? When activated properly, PPARs help to regulate, number one, inflammation. And we know how important inflammation is to fighting cancer or causing cancer. Restore normal cell death. Wow, we said that, right? Cancer cells they are off switch, something is wrong. So they actually don't clock off. Now we can switch on the death switch of cancer cells through the use of activation through PPARs. Now we actually have proven this in studies. So in our studies for lung cancer cells with our natural liquid PPARs, it actually increases cell apoptosis. That means it causes the cancer cells to die on their own. Wow, and how does a cancer cell die on their own? Their off switch gets activated again. We also support immune response and maintain the energy metabolism. In short, what PPAR does, it activates all the genes that will help you fight cancer and help your body return into that condition where cancer cannot grow easily. Many people ask, what can I do to, what can I take, what can I eat, what exercises should I do, what changes should I make to my lifestyle to be anti-cancer? What is anti-cancer? Well, one thing you can do that's really powerful is to activate your genes that controls inflammation, that controls metabolism, that controls development. If you can do these three alone, you can see how in today's discussion that activating these three things will help you become anti-cancer. And of course, if you're a cancer patient, activating these functions, these genes, will greatly improve your chances of winning your fight against cancer. Okay, right now I'm sure you have lots of questions popping in your mind. So without further ado, let's move into the Ask Me Anything segment. And I hope that whatever we have discussed so far will be good seeds for you to ask questions on. Okay, let's go.
We are now in the AMA or Ask Me Anything portion. So for those of you who just came in, welcome to another episode of Simply Nature Answers. I'm sure that Mr. Sean's insights have sparked your curiosity and deepened your understanding of PPARs, so let's not keep you waiting. It's time to introduce the health experts who will answer our questions for tonight. First, she brings both expertise and heart to the way. Call on once again our CEO and founding director of Simply Nature International and PPARS expert from Singapore, Mr. Shyan Lim. Good evening, Mr. Sean, and good evening, Miss Jen.
Hello everyone. Hi Jen. Let me turn on the lights. Looks a bit dark. Is this better? Okay, I think this is better. Hi everyone. I hope you enjoyed that short talk. So we're gonna answer your questions about the products. So Sheila, let's go.
All right. Okay. So first off, this was thrown to us privately by one of our viewers. So, which PPARs is good for patients with colostomy bag? Coming from Miss Candy.
Okay. I think which one is better for you is got to do with what is your issue that you want to address, right? What you want to address. If you're just talking about overall nutrition, then yeah, the tablets, right? If you're talking about specific, let's say you want to rehabilitate a particular organ, or for example, you're fighting inflammation. For example, you might have had an infection, right? Like for example, fighting sepsis, things like that, or recovering from a successful resistance from sepsis. Okay, then I will tell you liquid. Okay, so having a colonoscopy bag doesn't affect what people type that you're eating. Okay, from my perspective, maybe Ms. Jen can elaborate more if she has a different if she has additional insight. Okay, so what form of PPARs you want to take is really got to do with what's the results that you want. Okay, so just to give a quick answer, if you are taking it just for overall health, maintenance of health, then yes, the tablets is the best. Right now, if you want a therapeutic effect, even if you are talking about things like, okay, you want to really quickly or more quickly handle blood sugar level, blood cholesterol, inflammation, for example, joint pains, yeah, then the soft gels and above. Believe it or not, right? For myself, not many people will do this or can do this. So I'm gonna say that it's kind of people will say that I'm kind of I can only do this because we produce the product. It's just like, so if someone can eat chocolates every day, is because their dad owns the supermarket, so they just went in and take the chocolate and eat, right? So I just want to share with you honestly how I use the product, right? To what extent? So for example, me and my wife, we felt the flu coming, a bit of itchy throat and a bit like feeling a bit tired. And the weather, right? I know in Philippines, thank God that the typhoon has blown over and it was not as bad as it could have been, although many people did suffer from it, right? Yeah, so we felt a little bit of illness coming and we are flying back this Saturday for SMX live event. So we knew we couldn't afford to get sick. We actually drank the liquid extract. Right, we actually took the liquid extract and tablets, and we one night sleep and we're back to normal. Okay, so again, the product is, that's how we personally use the product. So it's based on your outcome. Now, if you have any serious illnesses, it's definitely the extracts. Drop a message, give the details to in private DM, direct message Sheila or Jen, and then or Karen or Daisy.
Means you probably your probable health issue is cancer that you needed to cut it off. And in that case, our straight recommendation is PPARS liquid for any type of active cancer. And another factor to consider is your budget. For what? Because you just had your surgery, so it probably hurt your pocket. Okay. And anyhow, if PPARS powder kasi, it's a sublingual route. So it bypasses a certain part of your digestive system. So that's why we really recommend liquid for that.
Okay. So for greater clarification, please private message us with your actual condition. Or if you want, you can type it right now and we'll do our best to answer.
Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Ms. Jen. Actually, the next question is a little bit aligned with the first one because the question is which PPARS expert is good for patients with NGT naman. So nasogastric tube, the ones feeding using the tube. So
feeding through the tube, is it?
Right.
Again, all of it can be fed through the tube, right? Because the tube actually goes through and then goes into your GI as per normal. It's just that you don't chew, right? And you don't go through the esophagus exactly the same way. So for all of them, you actually mix it into the food packet, right? And it goes through the NGT the same. So the choice would again be what's the illness that you're trying to combat, right? But I guess it will be a toss-up. It definitely won't be the soft gel capsule, lah. Okay, because the soft gel capsule is capsule form. For the tablets, all right, what you do for the tablets, you don't throw the tablets into the bag or the food bag as well. You have to crush it. It's very easy to crush, right? Because we don't use binders, right? It's totally natural. It's just pressure. It's just pressed. The tablets you see is pressed, all right? There's no binders, no glue to form the tablet. So the moment you apply pressure onto it, it actually breaks down into powder. So it'll break down very finely, easy to mix into the tube for feeding. Of course, for the powder and liquid extract is again a very direct usage. Yeah, correct.
Yes, because for tablets, we actually crush it and then mix into the formula, milk formula of baby. And then it passes through the bottle.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And we actually use it for facial as well. And when my, yeah, seriously. And my dog has all these, sometimes, I don't know, those of you who have pets, right? If your dog always lie on his elbow, you will see that this patch here becomes red and then the fur doesn't grow as well. Then we actually crush the tablet and we put it there and it helps a lot. It helps with recovery. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very cheap, 10 peso, diba? You can it's such a cheap facial. 3 tablets, you can cover your face already. Yeah.
Wow. I learned something today. Thank you, Sir Fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's also a good thing that you've mentioned about there's no binders because it's a common question from our clients. Why do we recommend so many tablets when we suggest the PPARS to our clients? And yeah, now you know that it's just because it doesn't have any binders. Okay.
Yeah, because it doesn't have binders, right? I just want to let everybody know. 20 tablets, right? The 20 tablets, when you crush it, it will break down to fine powder and it will only be less than 1 tablespoon. So remember, right? You're just eating a plant-based whole food, right? Minimally processed. So you know how powerful with all the effectiveness on your metabolic syndromes and all that within a month. It can help most people who normalize if their case is not serious. And all you're eating is just 1 tablespoon of microalgae, right? So I know 20 tablets sound like a lot, but maybe if you convert it, did you grow up taking cod liver oil, Sheila?
No.
No.
My brothers did. That's why they're taller than me.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. The taste is terrible, but later they came out with an orange flavor one,
Yes,
right?
yes, that's
Yeah,
what they did.
all right. Okay. I'm sure all of you take that vitamin C, the one with the kid with a helmet, a yellow helmet one.
Celine?
Yeah, right. Yeah, imagine you take one as a child, right? You take 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon, right? Yeah, so imagine it when you crush the tablets, right? It's just 1 tablespoon. So this is not like a drug, right? It's a natural. It's like imagine you take crushed malunggay. Well, you're only taking 1 tablespoon of crushed malunggay. You know that's like okay, it's not really a lot, but amazingly, even with just 20 micro tablets, that you can see very good therapeutic effect. So that's how powerful our PIPA's microalgae actually is.
Right.
Yes, that it's equivalent to a meal
Yeah,
already.
it
Yeah,
is.
yes.
Yes, it is. It is really very surprising. Yeah, it's more nutritious than I didn't want to name a brand now, but imagine the hamburger that you eat lah. Seriously, 1 tablespoon or 20 micro tablets is literally more nutritious. Of course, you get more protein from that simply by the weight of the burger. But in terms of the vitamins, minerals, yeah, the 20 tablets is actually more than your burger. Yeah.
Right. Well, just to echo out, since Miss Jen mentioned as well. So if you are right. Okay.
Plus, our tablets are alkaline. So
Yes,
if
yeah,
you forget to
good
eat your
point.
meal on time, it will also help with your acidity.
Oh, one last thing, since you say alkaline, my wife chooses it to keep her teeth white. So okay, when you chew it, it'll be green lung because it's microalgae. All right, but once you rinse it off with water, if you chew it daily, you actually find your teeth actually become whiter. So just a little bit of tidbits, yeah. But I choose to swallow. I'm not a super vegetable fan.
Well, most of our clients are like that. They prefer to swallow it with water rather than chew
Yeah,
it.
but you notice, right? It tastes like mongo. It tastes a bit like mongo. A strong tasting mongo.
It's very earthy, I must say.
Yeah, very earthy. Yes. So the earthiness is good. You know why? Because you can actually taste the earthy taste is like that mineral, it's the mineral content. All right. That's what you're actually tasting, right? And there is even a slight depends on how sensitive your tongue is. You can even taste the metallic. So that's really the mineral content, the iron content, yeah, in the product.
Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Ma'am Jen. Now, for our next question, okay. Can I take or can I drink Cleansing Plus together with probiotics or other probiotics?
Jen?
Yes. Yes, because Cleansing Plus is a functional drink. It contains 3 ingredients. So that's the prebiotics. That's the good food for your probiotics. So the difference between probiotics and prebiotics is probiotics is actually the good bacteria themselves. And then the prebiotics are the good food for those good bacteria.
So that's that. There you go. Your pharmacist gave you a lowdown, right? Okay, so the prebiotic. So Cleansing Plus is food for the very expensive probiotics that you're taking. All right. So you're actually feeding the probiotic that you are taking. So you take your probiotic supplements, and then when you take Cleansing Plus, it gives food to the probiotics that you just. It's food for your probiotics that you just took.
Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Ma'am Jen. Okay, for our next question coming from Mr. Gab. Okay, I'm not sure if I have acid reflux or GERD. Every time I eat meat, it feels like they're stuck on my throat. Will PPARs help? And what is the dosing?
Okay, I think Cleansing Plus will help you more in terms of immediately feeling better relief, right? PIPA Plus will help you in the long run, Why? Because if you are taking a lot of meat, right? If you and you're having GERD, that means there is imbalance in your microbiome. You are high acidity. So all this PIPA plus PIPA tablets will help you. You actually don't need to do the extracts unless your condition is actually more serious than what we are hearing from you. All right. Now, will this eliminate your GERD and your acid reflux? The answer is not really. You have to change your lifestyle. Okay. But the problem of your acid reflux, right? You having acid reflux because you are taking too much processed food and animal protein, right? This will cause other health issues. Now, the PPAs will help with the other health issues, okay? But for your acidity, the cleansing plus is I guess a much more direct solution. But the tablets is important to solve the other health issues that your acid reflux is only a symptom of. All right, yeah. So you still want to take both, but you will still see some improvement because Ms. Jen did mention just now the tablets are alkaline.
Miss Jan, would you like to add anything?
When I first joined Simply Nature, Ma'am Jocelyn made me realize that we humans are not supposed to eat that much meat. So she showed me a picture of a teeth of a sheep compared to a teeth set of a tiger. Ganun. So you can see that teeth set of a sheep is just like ours. It's
Yeah, more
small
like
and
ours.
square, unlike with tigers and other carnivores where they have fangs like that, and they really eat a lot of meat like that. So based on that, she showed me that we're really supposed to not eat that much meat and more on vegetables. So maybe Sir Gab, you also need, aside from PPARs, you also need to really have some lifestyle modifications and diet restrictions. And for my own experience, I can say that PPARs help kind of indirectly because when I started using, I was not like this before. I also had some food temptations, but after I start to use PPARs, it's like my body itself is saying no to those junk foods, ganyan. Like sometimes after I eat them, I kind of
Feel
at first
bad.
throw it up. Yeah. Like my body is rejecting it. And then over time, it's like I don't have appetite for them anymore. Like when I see them, I feel yuck in my mind.
Wow, really?
Yes, sir.
I haven't seen Jen for some time, so I will check the office camera to see if there's still popcorn. Jen used to love popcorn and potato chips. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But
So that's I can say for myself, for my
Ms.
personal
Jen is
experience.
absolutely right. One thing that happens is that as your body becomes healthier, you have a desire to enjoy it more. I'll give you a very practical example. Last time, I don't like to go shopping for clothes. I don't like to go shopping for clothes. I thought that was a guy thing, women like to try out dresses. I then later realized when I slimmed down, I like going to buy clothes. In fact, if you see my cabinet behind, I have more jackets than my wife. Uh, so I realized when I started slimming down and when I go into the changing room and put on the clothes, I look better. I enjoy it more. And it was easier after that. It was easier, and it was easier to not eat the junk food as well. So one good thing is that as you take PIPA tablets, right, as you get more energetic, your health improves. You sort of value that more, and you will start to, like Miss Jen shared, your lifestyle will automatically change. Yeah, correct.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I just want to share very quickly. I saw in one of the article, I just forgot which article was that. There's a tip that whenever you cannot chew the meat, you shouldn't swallow it. You shouldn't try to swallow it.
Oh, I wanted to share. Do you know why lions don't have acid reflux?
Why, sir? Why?
Their colon and intestines is almost a straight line.
Oh.
So for carnivores, like cows have 3 stomachs, right? So that their food stays in there. So imagine if they have acid reflux. Can you imagine acid reflux from 3 stomachs? You're gonna have a terrible feeling, right? You feel so bloated, right? Because they eat grass, right? And now the carnivores, like the lions and the tigers, their colon and large intestines are very short and straight. So it's meant to go through, right? It just goes through, so they don't have an acid reflux because they're designed to eat meat, or they're adapted to eat meat. So we don't. You know how tall your intestines, and I think they're like 3 stories if you stretch out your intestines, short intestines and long intestines. So actually, you're very tall. Your intestines, you're very, very tall. So it's very long. So that means if you take acidic food, it really builds up, has the opportunity to build up and then create the acid reflux. So that's why we should eat more vegetables and fiber. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms.
Wait,
Chen.
last one. For Gab, right?
Gab.
Here's a tip lang. You can choose. You can eat more vegetables and yet enjoy meat days with very smart choices. Like for example, guinea ling. Is it guinea ling?
That's right.
Guinea ling.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you just sprinkle some guinea ling with your vegetables, right, and then you don't eat like your pork chop, your large piece of pork, but instead you put guinea ling on top, you get the flavor of meat, but the actual amount of meat you eat is actually quite little, right? So that's another way where it will help you transit. That means help you enjoy eating more vegetables. You do it and you're still enjoying your meals, right? So these are little things that you can try lah.
Thank you. Thank you for the tip, Sir Shyan and Mom Jen. Now, I guess this would be our last question for tonight. Coming from Mr. Carl. Okay. If I'm not constipated, do I still need cleansing plus? How it will benefit me?
The answer is the short answer is, if you're not constipated, no. Okay. But the long answer is, if you're eating like how normal people, and you know the food that you eat is junk, then cleansing plus is can be a regular routine. So I share with you, my wife actually just reminded me. She asked me, are you going anywhere tomorrow? Is there any meetings that you're going to? Or am I just staying in the office? Right? I said, yeah, tomorrow I'm just staying in the office. Then she said, then you better take your cleansing plus tonight, right? So she said, you have an SMX coming on Saturday. So flush out so that, even plus, right? I'm already regular, so what happens? Okay, number one, I'm already regular, yet on the days that I take cleansing plus, my stool can feel more acidic. Right? That means the consistency is like a little bit more watery, but it's not because I know it's watery, not because I'm taking. It's not because it's because my body is actually detoxing. So I can, the smell of, okay, I'm so sorry that you have to hear this, but the smell of the poo and the consistency of the poop, right, is not nice. It's not nice. My regular everyday twice a day is very smooth and fine. So I know that when I take cleansing plus, I'm basically helping my GI remove the things that are a bit stubborn. And usually I would feel more, the poop that comes out feels more acidic. A good way to say, when you eat Biko Express, or very spicy Thai food, or You take right. Your poop the next day will burn on its way out also. You know what I'm saying? So so there is a kind of a detoxing that you can feel. So when I take cleansing plus, I notice the color of my poop usually turns a bit yellowish. Okay. And that's when I know the acidity is being flushed out. So I'm in Singapore. I stay in Singapore right now. So when I see the TCM, she does tell me I have a damp heat, right? So yeah, just imagine things rotting in your stomach. I think that's the closest analogy to what damp heat is. You know, it's wet and it's warm inside you, and you got to pull it out, or else it will sort of negatively affect your body's system. So that's how I use Cleansing Plus. Ms. Jen?
Yes, so for our patients who are normal naman, not constipated, we usually recommend at least once a week also for detoxification.
Yeah. And if you're not constipated, but you are on maintenance medication, it would be best to.
Oh, that's a good point, right? Because since you take drugs and drugs goes through your GI, once a week you do a more thorough cleaning, right? So that you don't do a build up of your drugs, right? Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's a wonderful point also.
And delicious way to stay slim.
Actually, yeah, it does taste good. I wish of course we don't use cold water, but man, if it was cold as well, it would actually be like a
really
smoothie.
refreshing.
Yeah, actually it would be refreshing. But it's just that, yeah, because cold will coagulate even faster. Yeah. But if not, it would actually be very tasty drink. Yeah.
Not to mention it's Burr months, parties are fast approaching, and it would be really good to set aside cleansing plus at home. So
Okay.
at night you
Yeah.
can test it out.
Sheila's absolutely right. Okay, this is the Burman. Keep one box of cleansing plus. The day that you're taking a break from parties, right? That means the next morning, the next day you don't have any meals to go to or Christmas party to go through. Take your cleansing plus, so that you can go through the entire season, right, and not put on all the Christmas weight. Okay, yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Miss John, would you like to add anything or? Okay, you're good. Okay. I think that's all the time we've got today. But don't worry, if you have questions that you are shy to throw in our comment section, you can send in the inbox or our messenger, and we'll get in touch with you individually. Now, before we part ways or we say goodbye, I'd like to ask for a very quick parting words from our two experts who answered our questions for tonight. I'd like to start with, of course, Miss Jen, perhaps, or Miss. Okay,
with me. Yeah,
Sure.
I'll let Jen close, right? Hallelujah. So once again, I'd just like to invite everybody. We have a SMX event in SMX Aura this Saturday. I will be flying in from Singapore. So we'll be able to answer your questions live panel, right? So it's always very interesting because we can have a more two-way engagement. So really hope to see as many of you there as possible. And we'll have a good time. We have special guests. We have Dr. Joy. Now, Dr. Joy is a integrative, and she really leans to, I would say she leans to 80% natural, right? Natural and integrative medicine. So her patients range from cancer patients to all forms of illnesses. Now, we also have Dr. Jansen Kalalan. Dr. Jansen Kalalan is one of the leading integrative medicine practitioners for cancer support. So both Dr. Jansen Kalalan was going to be an oncologist, right? He's a full doctor, and then he was about to specialize in cancer. Then things changed, and he was shown a field which he found more interesting and more rewarding to him, which was integrative medicine. So this is a beautiful thing because Dr. Jansen actually had prepared and continued his interest in cancer. Is like a normal oncologist. In fact, so he knows all the chemotherapy drugs, he knows all the treatments, but yet he's actually specializing in integrative medicine. So we like him, and he's a great resource because many integrative doctors are not specialists in cancer treatment, that the conventional medicine. So they don't actually know how a conventional oncologist treats a cancer patient. They just know chemotherapy, right? But they don't know that there's so many types of chemotherapy. There's immunotherapy, there's hormone therapy, there are targeted chemotherapy, and every year there are still experimental drugs coming up. So Dr. Johnson actually is very well versed in this. So when he does integrative medicine, that means combining natural and alternative methods with conventional medicine, he is really very credible, and you can trust him to make sure that both these treatment styles don't clash and how they can work together. So I think being able to ask him questions about combining natural and conventional medicine together, he's an ideal person and really a leading expert when it comes to treating cancer this way. All right. Yeah. So make use of the opportunity, ask him these questions live in person. So I look forward to seeing all of you on Saturday. I'll hand the time back to Jen and Sheila.
Thank you, Sir
Yes,
Sean.
I know you guys have you want to see them face to face and ask them your direct questions, this Saturday would be the best day to do that. So I'll see you tomorrow and this Saturday. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, Sir Sean and Miss Janine. Very crisp and short and sweet, because I know that both of them are very excited for the upcoming event this coming Saturday. And I'm sure that a lot of you as our viewers are also excited for this upcoming event. Now, well, today's topic hits home for many, especially those facing the challenges of chronic illnesses. So as for the words of encouragement and hope for everybody, thank you so much, Miss Jen and also Sir Sean, for answering our questions for today. Now, once again, keep on reiterating because of so much excitement, we are inviting everybody. Join us for the upcoming cancer diagnosis, Thriving with Science and Nutrition, happening on November 15, 2025, this coming Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon at SMX Convention Center, SM Aura. I'd like you to please, let's all watch this.
Hi, I'm Shen, PFAS expert from Singapore. If cancer is an important topic to you, your family, or a loved one, and you have lots of questions about cancer diagnosis, treatment options, or even how to prevent cancer recurrence, then we have the perfect solution for you. Mark this down on your calendar, November 15th, Saturday. Join me and Dr. Johnson Kalalan, one of the leading experts in integrative cancer treatment, as we host the Define Cancer Diagnosis Conference. From 8 a.m. to 12 noon, we will be exploring how PPARs, peroxisome proliferated activator receptors, can be a success factor in your fight against cancer. We will also be looking at successful cancer cases, and of course, the most exciting segment of our program, which is the live questions and answers segment, where Dr. Johnson and I will be sitting as a panelist to answer all your questions as honestly as we can. So if you have questions on whether you need surgery, when to do, what type of scans, how do you blend conventional oncological protocols and natural support or even natural treatments, this is the place for you. Ask your questions as we explore the answers interactively and honestly together. So tickets and seats are limited, so please register with the link below. Dr. Johnson and I and our entire team will be looking forward to supporting you and answering your questions on November 15, SMX Aura, BGC, Taguig City. See you there.
Take advantage of this moment for your questions to be answered face-to-face live, as well from our panel of experts, Dr. Joy De Castro, Dr. Johnson Kalalan, and Mr. Shyan Lim. And let's learn practical, science-based strategies in naturopathy, lifestyle, and integrative medicine for your cancer treatment. So whether you're newly diagnosed, you're in the journey, or you're just finish your treatment, this is the perfect program or seminar for you. Now, the ticket is actually at 250. So please secure your tickets now together with your companion. Yes, the 250, you can write also your companion's name during the registration process. Now, but wait, there's more. Because not only that you are getting or you are in the treat for a perfect program, you can actually avail the best promos during that day because you can actually get 3 blisters of soft gel capsules or buy gift package, which is a 15-day immunity booster, or a power pack gift package, which is just a 5-day immunity booster, which are both 100% natural to support and strengthen immunity. So I know you're thinking about your titas, your titos, your lolos and lolas. This is the perfect for them this Christmas, okay? And don't miss this early Christmas promo. Buy 8 and grab an extra package for free. That is the promo right now. But if you go to our or you attend and join the SMX event, you can actually just buy 6 and you'll get an extra package for free. Wow, very amazing, right? So but wait, there's more. Get ready for the best deals ever because you can actually buy your PPARS liquid extract or PPARS powder extract with no shipping fees. So whether you are ordering for Metro Manila or anywhere nationwide, you can avail this free shipping promo only at our website. That's www.simplynature.asia. So please don't wait for the Christmas rush to get the best deals because you are truly in for a treat here in Simply Nature. We hope to see you tomorrow. That's Thursday, November 13 at 7:30 on a regular Simply Healed webinar. Do invite your friends, loved ones, and fellow patients in your hospitals to learn through our webinar. Thank you once again. We'll see you tomorrow, and remember, your victories and your fight for better health inspires us every day. Because here in Simply Nature, we're always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. And see you on Saturday.